Hello everyone, thank you for following my YouTube channel. Today on AutoCAD series we will talk about coordinate system, which is very necessary to know about it. We have two coordinate system, which is Cartesian coordinate system and polar coordinate system. Let's first talk about the Cartesian coordinate system. As you know, it's divided into four quarters. The first quarter, which is x-axis, is positive, y-axis is positive as well. The second quarter, the x-axis is negative and the y-axis is positive. The third quarter, x-axis is negative and y-axis is negative as well. And the fourth one, x-axis is positive and the y-axis is negative. Second system, we have polar coordinate system, which is based on the degree and based on the angle and distance. So first thing, you need to enter the angle, and then you need to enter first thing you need to enter the distance, and then you need to enter the angle. So you need to know the angle where it's located. See, as you know, 30 is located here, 90 as well as 120, 180. So this will be as your source drawing, so to know where is each angle is located. My plan today to draw one box using four system. The box which we have it, we will draw 3 in x direction and in a y direction 2. So 2 units in the x direction, as you can see this box, which is hatch, 3 in x direction and 2 in a y direction. How we will draw it? We will draw using 4 methods, which is absolute coordinate, relative coordinate, absolute polar coordinate, and relative polar coordinate. We will use one of them. And then the last one, ortho mode. So first, let's start with the absolute coordinate. So absolute coordinate is based on the UCS. UCS, which is user coordinate system. We use absolute when you know the precise location of x and y value on the point. So first we will enter line, then the first point will be 0 and 0. Then the second point, as we told, and the x direction we need 3 units. So the x direction will be 3 and then y direction will be 0. So 3 and 0. Then after that, the next point will be 2 units in the y direction, but because it's based on the origin, which is 0 and 0, so in the x direction will be 3 and the y direction will be 2. And then the next what we have it in the x direction will be 0 and in the y direction will be 2. And the last one, either you can press C to close it, or you can press 0 and 0. So this is the first way of drawing the box, which is absolute coordinate system. Now we will go to the second one, which is relative coordinate. So let's first erase this one. How we will do the relative coordinate? Relative coordinate is based on the last point enter. So it's different than this one. The first one, absolute coordinate, is based on the origin. Relative coordinate is based on the last point enter, used when you know the location of the point in relative to the previous point. How we will do it? I will give you an example so it will be more clear. So again, you will press line. Then the first point will be 0 and 0 again as the origin. Then the second point, you have to use at. So we'll use at 3 and 0. So the only difference is now at. We add at. Then the next point will not be like the previous one, which is 3 and 2, because it's based on the previous point. So will be in the x direction will be 0 and the y direction will be 2. So we will type at 0 and 2. Then the next one, as you can tell, it's -3 and 0. So it's at -3 and 0. And then the last, also you can close it, but we will give it point, will be at 0 and in the y direction we are going down, so it will be -2. So this is the second system. So this is the second system, which is the relative coordinate system. Now we will go to draw on the polar. On the polar system, as I told you, it also has two, which is absolute polar coordinate and relative polar coordinate. To use polar coordinate to specify a point, you need to enter the distance. Let me go to the reference drawing. You need to enter the distance and the angle and relative angle. But here we will use a bracket. We will use bracket for an angle. We will show you an example. As I told you, it has two systems: absolute polar coordinate and relative polar coordinate. The difference between them is same as the other one. For relative polar coordinate, which is based on previous point, you need to use at. So we will do now the relative polar coordinate. Okay, let's start with the line command to start our drawing. We press L, line. First point will be 0 and 0. Then the next point will be, as you know, at 3. And what is the degree? The angle will be bracket 0. After that, what we have? We have at 2 bracket 90 degree. Then we have it at 3 bracket 180. And the last one, we can either close it or we give it point at 2. What you will guess? Yes, exactly, the degree will be 270. That's it. We draw that one by using related polar coordinate. Now after all this thing, we have the last option, which is very easy. Using ortho mode, we can active ortho mode from F8 or from status toolbars. So first we will press line, then again 0, 0, so we can start from the origin. And when you do the ortho mode, doesn't require any x and y direction. You just give it the direction which is head, and that's it. No need negative or positive. So on the x direction we need 3 units. We will type 3. On the y direction we need 2 units. Again 2. On the x direction again we need 3 units. And then either we can press here 2 or we can close it by pressing C. So that's it. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.